Hello all my Kenvians and welcome to a new episode of Discovering Steven Universe. Today the episode I'm going to be watching is The Good Lars. And I didn't actually go over my thoughts about this episode or what I thought it might be about in the last time, just because I was still kind of in shock from what happened at the end of Dugout. And yeah, still concerned about Onion and what's going on there, but as far as The Good Lars goes, I mean, I honestly don't know. The few references I have as far as the name goes is like, there's the movie The Good Son, which the Macaulay Culkin plays a horrible sociopathic child. So I hope that's not the reference they're going for. But then also, like, The Good Lars, maybe people are sort of recalling the Lars that they experienced when Steven had taken him over. Those are the only guesses really I have, and it sounds like a bird might be outside my window, so if you hear sudden caws, I guess that's what it is. So yeah, but regardless, enough of my rambling. Let's get right into The Good Lars and find out what The Good Lars is. Good Lord. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go.
How'd you get it to look like a pumpkin? I just made 7 small crescent-shaped cakes and used cream cheese icing to hold them together. Anyone
That's all.
with hands and half a brain could do it. And you know, a recipe. That's his way of saying thanks. Super cool. Can't wait. Bingo bongo.
Lars has issues.
Cool. This your big debut? Well, then it has to be perfect.
Could we be seeing some character growth on Lars' part in this episode?
No. Potatoes can be sweet? I mean... yes! This sounds perfect!
So we've learned something about Lars here. He legitimately enjoys baking.
It's nothing, forget about it. Open up about your feelings. I'm not worried about the cake.
The other day he did this thing. What was it? Bingo bongo. It was transcendent.
That's so creative.
Bingo bongo.
That's him. Oh, right. Huh. What do you know? I fit. I'll be right back. How's he going to realize that if he doesn't give them a chance? I wish I could just force him to be happy. Oh no. I sound like my mother. Maybe I should be trying to fix my life.
Oh. Oh. Oh no. So the reason he didn't make it, he did get taken. I don't know if abducted is the right word, but he did get taken. And now they're going to take Sadie. Okay, I'm going to have to go through the rest of these episodes. To the best of my knowledge, these are all part of a StevenBomb. Like, not only this episode, the previous one, and the one before it, but the next 2 as well. And yeah, I'm going to have to watch them all. Like, maybe not immediately, but very soon. I have to check on the pets and everything. But holy crap, just, it's... So, if what's happening is any indication, we have Onion has been taken. There's Lars, who he just kind of disappeared. Yeah, he did throw away his cake, or maybe those gems threw away his cake when they abducted him in front of the house. Maybe, I don't know. And then now Sadie, apparently. So, yeah, I'm just curious, what's the deal? What is going on? And why are, if they're homeworld gems, why are they taking just regular people instead of, like, going after Steven, going after the crystal gems? Are they making it a sort of hostage situation? Because, well, I mean, to our knowledge, the only ones that have been taking are people that Steven knows. So, I don't know. I don't know that they've been taking other people too. Maybe they're gathering up more people to put into the zoo. I have no idea. But to steer away from that for just a few moments and talk about this episode as a whole, there was a lot to really like here. I know that there's a few commenters that have especially remarked on how they really don't like Lars lately. But I gotta say, this episode, it was some really interesting newfound knowledge about Lars as a character, and seemingly some character growth on his part as well. Just getting to see a little bit more of who he is, a part of who he is that isn't just full of negativity. It's like he loves to bake, and that might be what drove him as a character to work at the donut shop. I mean, it may just also be that it's an easy job, but it's something that he enjoys baking, and it's clear that he's really good at it. And then also we get this insight into his deep insecurities. Like, I mean, it's kind of assumed on my part because of just how negativistic he is all the time and just how standoffish he is. But yeah, it's like them actually like truly addressing that in this episode, I think it was really cool. And then on Sadie's part, Sadie had some character growth there too, because rather, I mean, she went to that party just being, it's like, okay, she's Steven and Lars's friend. She didn't know any of the cool kids really. They only knew Steven and Lars. But at the end of that party, or not even at the end, but during that party, she came to be friends with them. She bonded with them. She sang, which was like the first time that she's done that since the one episode where her mom kind of pushes her to really do that talent show thing. But yeah, it was some really cool and interesting character growth on both of their parts. And not only that, but I was legitimately surprised. I thought the bingo bongo thing was just going to be like a one-off joke, but the fact that, you know, the cool kids actually came to like that. Or, you know, I mean, it was scripted so that they came to like that, which is realistic. There are some weird things that people say, that people used to say, that people say now, and it's changing all the time. So, I mean, if "it's lit" can be a regular phrase, why not something, you know, kind of silly, just having fun, like bingo bongo? It's kind of a really horrible comparison there, and I apologize, but I don't know, it seems realistic to me in that degree. So, yeah, the fact that they actually came to enjoy that, even though Lars was beating himself up so much over just saying that, I don't know, it's character growth, and another one of the portrayals of the townies on this show that I really come to enjoy. It's I feel like of all the characters on this show, like the side characters, Lars, Sadie, and the cool kids are the most well represented, I guess you would say. I mean, there's Onion too, but aside from Onion, it's like those are like the primary, most well-represented characters, and while not kids his age, you know, side characters that he tends to spend the most time with. So, getting to know more about them, I feel like, is just a really cool thing. And then that brings us to the end portion here, and just the shadows of those gems again. And I was right, it's like, it is sort of like butterfly wings that the other one is using. She's small, which kind of explains why I thought maybe it was one of the rubies previously, or like, well, you know, before we saw the shadows in the previous episode. But I have no point of reference for who they might be. I don't recall any real representation of these gems in previous episodes. Like, the small ones that we've seen, to the best of my knowledge, are pretty much only, well, Peridot without her extensions. And it doesn't look like a Peridot, because I don't think Peridots have the, unless they've had an upgrade, they don't have that style of hair, and also they don't have the wings. Sapphire, which they have a much different hairstyle, and also they don't... do they float? I don't know. Anyway, I'm overthinking that aspect of it. But yeah, I have no point of reference. And even the big one, like, maybe I would think it was an amethyst, but the amethysts all have fairly long hair. That one doesn't seem to have any hair unless it's wearing a helmet. Which brings me to think maybe it's a Jasper. But the Jasper we know is like the most perfect Jasper that ever came to be, and it's an earth-based gem, and these I assume are homeworld gems, so it couldn't be a Jasper. So what is it? What are they? And is it going to be revealed in this next episode? To the best of my knowledge, we only have 2 episodes left this season, and the next one is called Are You My Dad? That's a weird one. That's a weird name for an episode. So, yeah. I'm really intrigued to find out what's going to be happening next. Those of you that might be following along or discovering Steven Universe for the first time along with me, I hope you're intrigued as well. Those of you that know what's going to happen, well, enjoy laughing at me as I continue making assumptions that are probably going to be wrong. But, Are You My Dad? I can only... Okay. A few possibilities I can think of here. One, Steven somehow gets amnesia. Hi, sweetie. Steven somehow gets amnesia, and he spends time with his dad trying to figure out who he is. I don't know. Or I don't know. Maybe one of the mystery gems reveal themselves and they think Greg is their dad. Like, maybe Greg, since Greg is the father of a gem, half human, could it think that, like, if it's a lost gem, like maybe the mystery gems are looking for this lost gem, and it asks if Greg is its father. I don't know. Again, really overthinking this, not really getting anywhere quick, but I'm interested to find out what happens in this next episode, and I hope you all are too, those of you that are like me and don't know what's going to happen this episode. But I'm going to leave it there. Everyone, thank you so much for being here for this episode of Discovering Steven Universe, and I will see you all next time for Are You My Dad? And until then, later days.